It's tonight at Cactus at 5:30. Will be over at the House of Blues, and I know you're doing some shows around Texas. Tell folks a little bit about what's going on, and I guess we could start with the Houston gig over at the House of Blues on the 28th.
Yeah, well, every year, kind of traditionally, we do a post-Christmas show in Houston, and so this year we're doing a little something different. It's I'm calling it the Burlesque Circus and Sideshow Freakout, and what it is it's just sort of a chance to dress up, have some fun, and blow off some steam. And my buddy Carll, who you just played from Edmonton, Alberta, is going to come down with his band, the Hurtin' Albertans. Craig Kinsey from Houston's own Craig Kinsey, and is going to come out, and he's bringing his own band. I know they have a horn section, and our friend Cam Franklin's going to come sing, and John Evans might make an appearance. And,
okay.
So basically, we're going to have burlesque, Kiki's burlesque. Girls are going to come out. We're going to have circus performers. We have a costume contest, and basically you can just dress up, let your freak flag fly, and however you want. It can be classy or it can be raunchy.
Sure.
But the idea is just to kind of celebrate the end of the year and have a big old time.
All right. Now talk to me about, it's not costume as far as like a Halloween costume. It's more, there's so much kind of a theme, is there?
Yeah, I mean, the burlesque circus is the theme, which that can entail pretty much anything. But we had we have the classiest. We have a costume contest and prizes for the classiest, sexiest, and
downright raunchiest.
I think it is raunchiest. Yeah, it's costumes. So you just within those parameters, you take your pick. But,
right.
We did it last year for New Year's in Austin, and it worked really well. We had about half the crowd dressed up. I've done these theme shows before where nobody got the memo, and Evans and the Tramps and I years ago we did a rock and roll jamboree and toga party tour with the idea that everybody was going to wear togas, and I actually had like 500 togas made because I thought once people got to the shows they were going to think this is really cool. I wish I had a toga, and then I was going to make a bunch of money off these togas, and nobody I guess we didn't do enough press or something, because we'd get to the show and we would be the only guys in togas, and it was just sort of awkward. And so I ended up, not only eating 500 togas, but the crowd just kind of stared at us like, "What's going on here?" So I'm trying to get the word out, because it's a lot more fun when everybody's in on the idea.
So instead of wearing robes around the house, I would imagine you wear a toga.
Yeah. Well, all my bedding is made out of Christmas presents or togas, and I'm trying to salvage.
Right. We got Hayes Carll live in the Kpft studio. You're playing with Craig Kinsey, and tell folks about how you first, got turned on to the Tramps. I guess it was here in Houston. You saw some of their live gigs, which are a sight to be seen. It's a circus all on its own.
Yeah. Well, John Evans and I used to go over to, I believe it was Rudyard's, and we'd sit there and drink, and the Tramps were playing there one night, and we're off in a corner, just we're listening, but we didn't know what we were getting into, and at some point, Coach or Joffrey or somebody came over and handed us a tambourine and a maraca, and next thing I know, we're marching down the street. I just over cars. Craig is walking over cars, and he's just leading this parade, and I thought this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and that's the stuff. I'm too inhibited to. That's why I do these costume parties. Cause like I need help to.
You need some freaks to let your freak flag fly.
Yeah. And those guys bring it out in me,
Sure.
And so we've done a bunch of tours with them ever since then. And so I always say whenever I want to throw a party, that's the band that I would want to hear.
Sure.
And so Craig's gonna.
Here you are throwing a party.
Again. Yeah.
Cool. He's actually going to be in that Friday the 28th to promote that show as well, and I think he was talking about bringing Corbin with him, who has been here before on the program.
That might be tough because Corbin and I are going to be in Little Rock the night before.
Okay, and, I knew there were some complications and we're still kind of iffy.
Yeah, they might be able to make an afternoon thing, but
okay, cool.
But yeah, well, hopefully he can get in.
Cool. Well, definitely Craig will be here that Friday to talk up the show, and you're also leaving Houston to go to Austin, and you're doing something with the Ego Brothers. Do you want to tell folks what that is?
Yeah, so about 10 years ago, John Evans and I started a side project. We were down in Belize doing this odd gig that John had found, and we wrote this song called Ain't Enough of Me to Go Around. And we decided to form a band. Neither one of our careers were blowing up, and I'm doing these sad folk songs and stuff, and I always wanted something a little more pompous. And so we formed this band called the Ego Brothers, which was John and I. I'm Barry Ego, with 2 R's, and he's Clive Ego. And so 8 years went by, and we still hadn't written a second song. We had big plans. We had all our song titles picked out and everything, and but we started hanging out with Corb, and we invited Corb to be a third member. So he's Elton Ego, and he paid immediate dividends. He wrote a second song called "I Wonder What All the Ugly People Are Doing Tonight."
Nice. And you have a lot of titles for the. Now those are the only 2 songs that the actual.
Yeah,
the Ego Brothers are actually done.
We're just about finished with one. Something Smells Good in Here. It Must Be Me.
All right.
And then we've got One Night with Me. We've got The Luckiest Mirror in the World. We have Hey Girl, My Eyes Are Up Here.
Right. Nice.
So we're not short on titles. It's
just getting those songs written.
Yeah. So we're working on a retreat where we all 3 get together and just bang out these songs. We're trying to find the most pompous place possible.
Right.
So we're thinking somewhere in Germany. We're gonna go hole up and finish up the Ego Brothers record.
Nice. Maybe we'll run into Baywatch guy. What's his name?
Hasselhoff.
Yeah. He was perfect. He would be the 4th guy. He'd fit in perfectly into that band.
Totally perfect. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, and he's like a huge star in Germany.
Yeah.
That's great. I wish you the best, and I hope email him. Let me know how that turns out.
Yeah.
You're doing 2 shows in Austin with it. Are you calling it an Ego Brothers show?
Well, I don't know that we've named it yet, but it's
Okay.
Corb and John and I.
Sure.
So the first night it's all 3 of our bands, and then the second night we're
Okay.
just going to be on stools, and we'll have a couple guitar players backing us. So that'll be
Okay.
the second one will probably be the Ego Brothers night.
All right.
where we-
And the first one's an electric show with all 3 bands, and then it's you 3 guys doing
Correct.
acoustic shows on the 29th, the electric, and that's at
Antone's in
Antone's.
Austin.
And then on the 30th, it's Antone's as well, just a little more stripped down.
Yeah.
And you're also taking Corb and Craig to Dallas for a New Year's Eve show, is that right?
Yeah, we're doing the House of Blues in Dallas on New Year's Eve, and the same deal, the Burlesque Circus and
Cool.
Sideshow Freakout, and so yeah, it's gonna be a big night.
Cool. Then you take a week off, and during that week, you got a birthday. You gonna lay low?
No, I'll go straight to actually Corb and I are gonna do a music video for that song that we did on his last record, Bible on the Dash.
Okay.
And then I'll go up to Steamboat Springs, Colorado for a little music festival there, and then shoot over to Miami. I'm going on a Cayamo cruise with Lyle Lovett and Richard Thompson, Dawes,
Nice.
Jason Isbell, Justin Earl,
Cool.
Shovels and Rope. It'd be really neat.
Cool.
So
Is that your first cruise? As an artist?
as a performer,
Right.
yeah. I've always been a little wary. I've been offered to go on a few over the years, but it's always I'm a little scared of being stuck on a boat with people, But I've heard good things about this, and the lineup's so incredible.
Sure.
I couldn't turn it down. So I've done train trips before,
Cool.
those kind of tours, but this will be my first cruise where I'm performing.
Cool. And you're also headed to the Cheatham Street Warehouse. You played there before in San Marcos?
Oh, yeah.
You got a gig coming up there. You know Kent Finley over there?
Oh yeah,
Okay, his daughter was just here.
Eliana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know her? Have you,
Oh, yeah.
you seen her perform?
Yeah, I've known them for years, and Kent has been a really big part of the music scene up there and a proponent. A lot of people have started, Todd Snyder and even George Strait and Adam
Sure.
Carroll and Randy Rogers. A lot of all kinds of different folks have kind of made their bones there at Cheatham Street Warehouse. And,
Sure.
So yeah, old friends.
Very nice. We've got Hayes Carll live in the Kpft studio doing an in-store at Cactus at 5:30, re-releasing Flowers and Liquor, and you can pick that up on CD not only tonight, but I'm sure you'll have copies at the House of Blues on Friday, December 28th as well.
We should have the vinyl by then too.
All right,
So.
very cool. All right, Hayes Carll live in the studio. You going to sing another one for us today?
Sure.
All right.
Since it's the holiday season, we'll try this out here. Well, we'd all head to Waco for the birth of our Lord. My folks and my brother in an 82 Ford. We'd pull in the driveway filled up with cars, old aunts and old uncles. Lord, I see stars. Then we'd run to the kitchen, kids and their games. Play fetch with old Buster, call each other names. Aunt Betty'd be singing while supper was cooking. We'd unwrap the gifts when no one was looking. And let's all gather round. Grandpa say the blessing. Aunt Jane, she fell asleep. Mary Kay burned the dressing. But we got all of our friends and family here. And I'm grateful for Christmas this year. This year we're in Houston. Let's all get together. Man, I almost saw snow. Can you believe this weather? Who's gonna be here? Uncle Frank can't make it. Since Grandpa died, I don't know if Nan Air can take it. This present's a sweater, and the pie don't taste right. And Dad and the TV are starting to fight. I wish I had a drink, or maybe a dozen. Lord, what I'd give for one good-looking cousin. Let's all gather round. Dad, you say the blessing. Aunt Jane, she fell asleep. Mary Kay forgot the dressing. But we got all of our friends and family here, and I'm grateful for Christmas this year. Hey Mom, how you doing? Yeah, I miss him too. Now the Christmas lights don't make your hair look blue. The cousins ain't coming. John's overseas, and I guess my wife loves her folks more than me. But the ladies from the church said they might stop by. I brought you this picture. Oh, Mama, don't cry. Let's play cards and watch the news channel. I love you too. Thanks for the flannel. Let's all gather round. I guess I'll say the blessing. Aunt Jane, she fell asleep, and I never cared for dressing. We got all of our friends and family here, and I'm grateful for Christmas this year. Yeah, I'm grateful for Christmas this year.
Beautiful. Thank you. Hayes Carll live in the Kpft studio in town promoting his in-store at Cactus tonight, re-releasing Flowers and Liquor, and you can pick that up and watch him play at 5:30. St. Arnold's will be on hand with some cold beverages.